Well, from the last time that I had really done any talking about where I was at or where I was going or why I've been there, I was down in Arizona with Felina. That's my bus. And I had a wonderful time down there, but I had an emergency back in Colorado. And I wound up selling my bus Felina. And then all of a sudden, I had a friend I needed to go see because I missed them so much. They were down with me in Yuma. And I flew out here and I just started experiencing all the things that I'd missed about them. That's what you do with friendship and family, because they are my family. And all the things that we've done in the last 7 or 8, 9 days is just overwhelming for me. Change of lifestyle, change of thought process, change of everything. And that's one of the reasons that I'm at an apple orchard. I want to pick apples. I want to gather apples. I want to see how these apples are processed and see how the juice comes out of them. But we'll see what happens. Now, I'm in southwestern Wisconsin picking apples at Turkey Ridge Organic Apple Orchard, just outside of Gay's Mills, and I'm going to finally find out what an apple is, I hope. Today, we're going to meet with owner Faye Welsh, and she's going to show us around the orchard again. Like old copper, don't it?
This one is a Kai. Hi, Blossom. You gonna turn around and say hi? Hi. That's her Wisconsin cow. Look at the state.
Oh,
on her.
yeah, I know that job.
She's got the state of Wisconsin. Pardoned. So we don't make her do anything either. We just have a bunch of pardoned animals. Well, what they do for us is plenty, which is eat, fertilize, and aerate the soil and eat bugs. No, I'm not hugging on you. Don't land on him either. She wants to roll over on you and get her belly rubbed. So you take the pigs and the chickens together, and they do 80% of the plum curculion codling moth, which is like the worst bugs here next to apple maggot fly. And they eat the larva until the soil. When the pigs go and roll up, they like rub against the tree bark, which actually keeps mold down. You know, powder and mildew, all that kind of stuff. And then they rub against this, and at the same time, the plum curculia can't handle movement in the trees. So they fall to the ground and the chickens eat them. And then the pigs eat the grasses that the horses don't eat. And horses don't like clover. They eat it, they get foamy and so forth. So the cows are here, and they eat all the clover while they eat the orchard grasses. So it works out perfect. All the horses are rescue animals. Here she is. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, baby girl. So this is Lizzie. Did you meet Lizzie yet?
Yeah, I was down there watching her cut hooves.
Lizzie came from the Wakan sale barn 17 years ago, and she looked pretty much the same way. And we just couldn't see her go. For some reason, the look in her eye was just like, I have way more life ahead of me, even if I look like, you know, my feet look the way they look. I realized that that by cutting her nails was hurting her worse than, because she was so used to walking like that. And I think she's running close to 35 years old. So her walking and her stance is exactly it. You just want to be pet or what?
I'd say about 60% of the animals currently in our culture today, they become crippled for one thing only. That metal you put on the bottom of their feet.
Yep.
And you go out and look at the wild horses and you look at their feet, they look like they've just been trimmed. Never had a shoe or a piece of metal on them. And then you come up and say, where are all these wonderful, beautiful horses inside these stalls with this metal constantly on their feet. They're not free-ranging no more.
No.
I don't put metal in a horse's mouth either. I said, I'd like you to have that kind of metal on the bottom of your feet and a piece of metal in your mouth running around and walking around.
Exactly.
After meeting all the animals, we headed out into the orchard to meet the trees. Now, the orchard has a pick-your-own program where anyone can visit or pay to pick their own apples right off the tree. But since I was here later in the season, Faye explained that any of the apples that ever touch the ground or the floor are only used for making vinegar for animal consumption. This is why I picked one up and ate it.
So these trees are 36 years old.
36?
Yep. They usually only live to 25 years old.
Why is yours living much longer?
I don't know. Why does Lizzie live that long?
Because of you.
I'm assuming because we treat it like it's in her 36, and these aren't dying anytime soon. They'll have branches that die off, but we'll keep most of them. All these. There's a few down the hill that we'll cut down, but we're replanting 1,000 trees. So
all the apples that's left on the ground after the season's over, just nutritional value for the trees and
yeah, and wildlife habitat.
yeah.
Super important. But the deer come up and eat these, and that's what should. You know, that's another reason we grow our trees so tall, is because we allow the deer to go through. If you notice, you'll find places where there was electric fence. It went up 10 feet. The fence is pinned down. Because it causes disease amongst our wildlife to fence them out. We need them to graze through like they're supposed to. These are Novanac. This is like a Macintosh, but
Man, they got a good flavor.
yeah, even after freezing. Oh, how was that? Was it squeaky?
When you're eating those, you can hear every little crunch, and you think, how does this soft stuff get so crunchy? It's not crunchy. You feel it in your teeth and your
Yep.
mouth. And it's awesome.
I love cheese curds.
Oh, I do now.
Yeah. That's not what I'm offended by. And they're like, what are you offended by? I was like, the choice of beer.
Yeah.
You can come anytime. We're open from August to,
What's up,
you
dude?
know, and then even when we're closed here, the village greenhouse is open in days. And everything we do is organic. So this is like a perfect, did you look at this picture? This is a perfect example of biodynamics organic rotational, and conventional. This whole field here is all done conventionally. You have no strips to protect the waterways. The water can't walk, it can only run everywhere.
Yep.
Here is an organic farm that does rotation. And then us, we're organic, but we're also biodynamic. So we don't put it on unless the nature has approved what we're doing, because it's important, because you're balancing thousands of different insects and thousands of different types of birds and animals, and we all got to see eye to eye on all of it. It's a balance.
Everything on the face of the earth that exists has a reason to be.
Exactly.
Good or bad, it has a reason.
Exactly. Oh, this is my wonderful son. His name's Thurgood William Welch.
What's your name?
Thurgood.
Thurgood?
Like Thurgood Marshall.
Nice
We got
to
a
meet you.
name after him.
Cowboy.
He's a me too.
How old are you?
13.
You're the same age as I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish.
I just want to let people know that you have to move around a little bit, and you have to go and see places. Sometimes you have to work and work just to get that wonderful opportunity to come and see your family. And I guess that's a key aspect of life, is family. So move around a little bit in life. Don't just stay in one place. And if you do stay in one place, then explore the places around you. But you have to be able to understand that there's one thing, and one thing in life only. It's called love. And love is not a noun, it's a verb. It's an action. And you can't express that love unless you use that action that you have to be with your family and loved ones and friends.
I don't know if I can pick one or not, but I know what one is now. Took me 6 years to eat this one.